We're just tuning into needs and deal breakers. For divine feminine of the twin flame collective, we have Archangel Michael here. I went to get Archangel Raphael, the healing angel. For you're all healers and empaths and highly sensitive people. But I got instead, look what I got, angel therapy cards. Angel therapy from Doreen Virtue. We have romance angels here, the angel therapy oracle, and also this is a random pack that I've hardly ever used called Indigo Angel. Right, so the indigo revolution is about, the indigo is the color of a third eye chakra. Christine Forrester's here. Thank you for being here. I was sitting there thinking, no, I will. I love Sunday nights now. I used to get upset with Sunday because I used to hate Monday, but you already know that. And then I thought, no, a few of my girls are on, and Christine might be on. And look, here's another one from Petersburg. So we're going to do a little workshop together. We're going to figure out what our needs and our deal breakers are. Hello, beautiful. Let me know your name and your location. Because of the indigo revolution, this is the indigos are called indigos because their third eye is so clear that it actually permeates their auric field. And they look like indigos if you're a clairvoyant. Excuse me, they look the color of indigo, their aura does. So the indigos come after the light workers, right? So there's been light workers came in there, it came through the 1950s. And so they're older now, so we've got light workers, then the indigos, then the crystals, then the rainbows, and then the star children, right? So we're all star seeds, but this is how we've infiltrated light into the darkness. Now the indigos came after the light workers so they can see the lighthouse, and what they need to do is hack down a pathway to the lighthouse. So how do we get there? So then the crystal children come in, and they don't have to hack the pathway down. They don't have to bring the light, right? They just have to be walking along the path. And they give birth to rainbow children. Excuse me. The rainbow children are Reiki masters. They come in, they're mediums. They can heal, and they can speak telepathically. So if you look at what happened to them, I don't know why I'm talking about this to you, but this may be important because you have indigo children, crystal children, I see. So the indigos we're going to talk about today on our needs and deal breakers. Indigo's needs are massive for integrity and for authenticity. And they also have massive anger issues, right? So they have a lot of passion that when they see something that's not right, they can fire up quite quickly. So they were diagnosed with ADHD as a generation, if you like. So what did we do? You have a crystal child, a crystal son, Christine, yes. So they're different. The indigos, we can relate to their anger, right? Because we get the two as light workers. So the indigo revolution was when I talk about the Excalibur sword coming out of the stone. All indigos, right? The revolution was that they all united in the third eye, and so they put a blanket of perception, right? Then they're going to back it, which they're already doing through infiltrating. They're showing me hierarchy and government sectors, and they are in the government, and we call them white hats. So they're undercover white hats about to come out. So the indigo revolution means that the truth is going to be seen on levels that we aren't, just going to blow your mind. What is going to come forth and what's going to be brought into the light. So we have the indigo cards because we are walking in integrity, in your own integrity here. We're doing a list, if you like, which have always helped me through all relationships. Our needs and our deal breakers. So if you'd like to get a pen and paper, then you can create your own. And we are going to do that with the angels here, with the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. We've got Archangel Michael. We do have the galactic beings of light. It's the first time I actually mentioned the Federation of Light. That's because they're here. I mentioned them in the last video. I hadn't mentioned them in a very long time. So a big deep breath. These messages are for you to create what it is that you need, because the needs are non-negotiable and deal breakers can't be compromised on, right? So you can't have a need and a deal breaker on the same side, right? So you've got needs over here and then deal breakers, and the indigo cards are going to help us, because what's your first need, right? To know that you are loved. So you can write that down, right? This is a basic workshop, but I'm going to bring in a little bit more of an advanced look at it. It's really for my masters. So hi there. Is that Oliver? Does that say Oliver? Oliver, I was thinking about you today, and now you're here. How you going, Oliver? You are loved. You are loved. Thanks for being here. And this is the pain, the past pain, right? Because our heart chakra goes through to the back. So just know that you have healed a lot of pain, and you're not the same person. That's why we're doing this workshop again. We do it in my soulmate Reiki workshop. So if you'd like to get an attunement, it's on demand, and you can go and actually change your frequency. And if you like Reiki, then you might like to do to mastership with me. But please do soulmate Reiki, because what happens is it clears out your ex or your karma. Compassion, right? This is another need. So we're just working on needs at the moment. So you can ask your heart, what do I need, heart, to feel loved? Right? Because we know you need to feel loved, but what does that look like in reality? You know, you've got to go another step further. You're like, okay, I want to feel loved, and my partner wants me to feel loved. So how could they do that? This is practical ways that somebody could show you love, that you feel loved. So let's share your name and location and what makes you feel like compassion. You know, compassion as a need in a relationship. You go, I need compassion. And I go, oh. So you say that and I say that. It's two totally different things. The way I need compassion and the way you need compassion are totally different. But yet we expect our partner to know. But no, we don't even know. So what happens is we don't really even know our needs. We don't even know our deal breakers. So we're not as easy to get along with, because if all our needs are being met and we're not putting up with any deal breakers, especially in a romantic relationship, then we're much easier to be around. And we're not projecting that that's their responsibility, because now you know. And then you might just share, right? For having compassion is sharing. When I make you feel unloved, I want you to share that with me, and not chuck a tantrum and not go into your shell and not, you know, whatever the behavior is. So that shows me that there's no compassion here. So we're going another step further. We're looking at the indigo cards. And look, you need shielding. So you need them to protect you, to feel shielded from any onslaughts, like you and me against the world. It's a need, right? To be shielded. So also, wow, they're showing me that, you know, that's a need for you personally, to know that you're safe, and to always listen to your inner child. So your inner child always feels safe, especially around any, you know, sexuality. Okay, time to create. All right, so that's what we're doing here. We're creating boundaries. You're creating them by knowing, right? Now, when that happens, I go, is that a big need? No. Is that a deal breaker? No. So you can wear your orange socks to lunch. That's fine, because that's not a need and that's not a deal breaker. So I'm going to be okay with that. Right? Otherwise, you're like, is this a need? Is this a deal breaker? And you're not really in the present moment. Does that make sense? So to get into the present moment, these are your personal needs, are self-care. And this workshop you take as being a self-care workshop. This is just teaching you how to care for yourself. So this is going into all relationships. Into all relationships. Aren't they beautiful, these cards? You are special. And you are loved. So we're teaching about love, and you're needing to teach your partner. Oh, look, because it's your divine purpose. Right? That's why you must have the self-care. So it's a daily self-care ritual, do you know what I mean, or practice. Learn something new. So you're learning something new right now about yourself. So you may learn through this workshop of something that you have thought was a deal breaker that you don't really care about. And you may think, well, this is a need I never even knew I had. So how could I be asking for it and sharing how I can receive it when I didn't even know I had it, and now I'm resenting them for not giving it to me? Right? So it's like none of that matrix games, I call it. Excuse me. So this is about having, this is your divine purpose. This is it. We're doing it right now. And this is about your own self-acceptance. That's why I loved it when I met Jesus. It was like, I got a prayer saying, I come before you just as I am. And then I cried. I was like, yeah, just as I am. I've been trying to change myself, my weight, do you know what I mean, for years, and not accepting myself. And as soon as I did it in the presence of Jesus, the weight disappeared. And then patience. I said the other day to a friend, I'm going to go and get some patience. Must be a special on at Aldi. Have to go and buy some more patience. And you might go and get some manners and some forgiveness. Sorry. So, I ran out of patience. So now I'm trying to become patience. Do you know what I mean? Because there's a trick of timing. So we're not going into timing here. We're not putting a label on anyone in particular. We're just going to see who shows up and how easy it is to teach them how to love you. So what's your number one need in a romantic relationship? Knowing that you're loved and that you're cared for. What would be a need? See, our deal breakers are easier. That's why I'm starting with the needs. So the first one out was codependency. Right? So you may need to be, what's a need? Right? So I said to my friend, also the other day, I said it's like intimacy and freedom. Imagine being more free in an intimate romantic relationship than without it. You're freer in it. He was like, well, I don't even know. But I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I was like, wait, I don't know anybody who's got that. Maybe one of my friend's grandparents have got that. I was like, no, we're creating it. Don't look for it in the matrix. It's not there. We're creating independency. Independency. So this is one of your needs, right? To have self-love, self-care. So that may be, the need may be respect here. To respect. To help your partner, you need them to respect your own self-care, to support your self-care, you know, and not take it away from you. So you may notice, wow, I've been with this person for 3 weeks and I haven't done any of my silence in the park. I have worried, I haven't slept very well, I haven't taken care of my self-care needs, I don't feel grounded. And it's like, so I'm actually allowing them to not meet my needs, and then I'm going to bring that's going to bite me on the bum in this relationship, right? And it happens really quickly. This is about being authentic to yourself and having the indigo stance, right? That's a no from me. So the other need here is like it's like a no is a no, right? I just got, so if your partner says no, it's like no complaining, no going on about it, no is no. And just respecting that with each other. Maybe that's what they need or you need. So what's another top need? I'm going to share some with you, but please share some in the comments below if you've missed the live or right now. So I never knew, and I've done my Soulmate Reiki workshop 9 times. This is my 10th time I'm doing it with you. Oh no, 11th, because I did another video. And it has changed significantly because I've changed. And what I didn't have on there, which as soon as I met my twin, I realized I don't even have that in my needs. And I needed it. And when I got it, I didn't even know I needed it. When I got it, it was laughter. It's like, thank you for making me laugh. It felt so freeing and so amazing. And I thought, I don't need that in a relationship. You know, I need it to be serious. And I can get laughter anywhere. I can watch a comedy show and I can talk to my friends. And I love laughter anyway. I don't need it in romance. And there it was, it sort of appeared. Do you know what I mean? And then I was like, oh, the feeling was just exhilarating. And I thought, okay, so that's a number one need, right? So then I can't put deal breaker makes me cry. We'll just take that as a given, okay? So we've still got some room in our deal breakers. So I've got makes me laugh. It's just natural, it happens, and I get the sense of humor, and it lightens everything. So I love that. And sometimes, you know, you don't have to be trying to be funny to make me laugh. Like I can laugh in the most serious of situations. It's just funnier when you know somebody's on your same wavelength, right? Or they're a bit quick-witted, or, you know, a bit left field, or quirky, you know, like all Sagittarian men. Aquarius men, the Aquarians, they're like quirky. I love that. So they always make me laugh. So we're not going to put specific star signs down here, but what would be another need, right, that you need? What do you need? I've got here, anybody? Let's ask the angel therapy cards. What does Divine Feminine's top need in her twin flame union? What is her number one need? We're asking the angel therapy cards because you're not talking, Divine Feminines. Oh, what's my favorite picture? Isn't that beautiful? Integrity. Yeah, that's what we need. That's what the indigos bring. The indigos go, well, you would rather the truth. You're like, yep, I'd rather the truth. Even if it's brutal, I can take it. So this is integrity, and this says aligning your actions so that they match your values and in a knowingness of what's right for you. That's this whole idea. We're going to set that as an intention for this workshop for you, right? So you could write that down. You're enjoying this, Gail. We write that down. I now align my actions so that they match my values and inner knowingness of what's right for me. Because you're not, if they don't align, this is where this union's up to. It's a mental, emotional alignment. Because spiritually we're connected, physically we can see that that's not the reality I want because of the emotional and mental alignment. So that's got to balance in the middle. Do you know what I mean? It's like a pendulum swing. She's going this way. See that? A pendulum swing going, okay, well, where do I sit with that? Because a lot of times, right, you're worrying about something that doesn't matter to you. It's not a need and it's not a deal breaker, and you give it a lot of attention. So when you've got these lists, you can see, that doesn't really matter to me, so I'm just going to let that go because I'm going to align with what really matters. And then I'm going to value myself more. Isn't that beautiful? So that's it. Beautiful. Thank you, angels. And this shows me crystals, right? The needs are knowing, right? You need TLC in the moon cycle because the crystal is our biggest moon. The moon is our biggest crystal, rather. And as Christine said, she's got crystal children. Now, crystal children can talk to crystals, right? They love crystals. They love the moon. They're very emotional. They're natural healers. And they know stuff, right? They don't have any karma to clear. And they don't have to cry as much. So these babies were more telepathic. Johnny's not talking and he's 18 months old. It's like, oh, please take Johnny to somebody. My daughter's husband's nephew's son said the same thing. And they went and took him straight away. Yeah, well, I was thinking about taking him to the specialist. Oh, no, don't. I've heard it. It's like, why don't you just listen telepathically to your crystal child? because crystal children learn differently, same as the indigos. That's why they were diagnosed with ADHD, and then they gave them Ritalin. So here is saying that you're very sensitive also to chemicals, right, and vaccines and different things like that. You don't need to go to the doctor. This shows me about you don't need to go to the doctor. You can get healing first from Mother Nature. This is what it's saying. And also knowing that a lot of your prescription drugs are highly chemical, and they can work at some times of the month, and then others they don't, because you're all chemical. So we're getting deep here, Divine Feminine, right? So you know that sometimes you're a bit weaker through the month. Oh, missed that. Sometimes you're bulletproof in the month, right? So notice how other things, especially food, the monthly cycle, the moon, and how it all works with you. Because, how would I show you, not me, no, but how would I, if I was your partner, how would I show you, right, TLC? And how would I know when you needed it? Do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes you don't need it. So Jesus worked with me. I'm going to share with you a story. And I said, well, I love when I feel emotional. I like a sea salt bath, right? The full moon. I like to have my crystals in the bath and all that. Have tranquility and have 5 to 8 hertz and rose oil, right? So Jesus is going, okay, so just say you're wanting to go shopping because you're having people for dinner and you haven't even bought the food yet. Then you've got to come home, prepare the food, then you've got to cook it, then you've got to get ready. And so you're in a hurry and your twin says, look how stressed out she is. I know. She wants one of those TLC things. I'll run a bath. And it's like, what are you doing? Jesus showed me the whole scenario. It's so funny. And I was like, what are you doing? And I went crazy. Like, we have to go shopping. We have to do this. We have to do that. This is in a vision. And it's like, why would you run the bath now? Like, what are you doing? And so it's like, that's not going to help. Do you know what I mean? Like, where's your priority? Jesus said. Because then you'll be in the car going, come with me, now we're going to the shopping, we're in a bad mood, nothing's going to work, when you miss things, and all of a sudden then people are arriving and it just goes bad from there. He said, you have a choice. You could say, stuff the shops. My needs, TLC. So if you need TLC, why don't you forget the vacuuming, forget the shops, and hop in the bath with your beloved? I was like, I know, why wouldn't you? I wouldn't ever do that because, you've got to do the right thing and you've got to do this. It's like, change your plans. We're going out now. We're going to the restaurant. So in the bath, we'd share. Now I have a need that I don't have any food for our guests. And then you get surprised and delighted because then your partner comes up with something that you hadn't even thought of, right? Let's do... outdoor cinema and take the screen outside and we'll order takeaway and we'll do Arabian night, So it's like knowing your priorities and then not worrying also about the timing. So when it shows up, you got to take it because your needs are a priority now. Does that make sense? I hope I've shared that in the right way. It was a vision Jesus showed me. And here is cutting all the cords. So we're going to do that before we go into any deal breakers. We're going to cut the cords. So we say, Archangel Michael, I give you permission to ask to cut all cords of fear that are draining my health and vitality now. So thank you, Christine, for saying that. Makes sense. Okay, so we're going to make another title, Deal Breakers. So you haven't done very well on the needs. See how we're not strong on our needs? So thinking about it daily, asking your heart, go, what does my inner child need? Right? So our inner child feels loving and kind around your twin when they've healed their narcissistic teenager. Yeah. We'll do that next. Teenager counseling with the father. So a deal breaker would be drains my energy. Now then you go, okay, so am I allowing that to happen? So I'm going to cut cords after every time I see them or think about them, and I'm going to not allow that to happen. Then I'm not going to get drained and blame them. So it's like that, and having integrity. And what else? Forgot anything else? So thinking about what's a deal breaker? What would be your number one deal breaker in a romantic relationship? We're going to ask the romance angels now. Like, this is a deal breaker. You know, like, this is no negotiation. This is no compromising here. Right? If that happens, I am out. Do we understand each other? So that's a good thing to let each other know prior, you know. Cheating. Excellent. Gail is in the house. So there you go. Number one deal breaker is cheating. So you go to your twin, that's number one deal breaker for me. And then they go, okay, so what's cheating to you? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What is cheating? Right? What cheating is for you and what cheating is for me are two different things. So just saying that word, right? A male, for instance, goes, oh, here we go, needs to feel loved. Like, that's just creates anxiety in a man. So it's like, well, I don't know what that means. Like, what does that mean? So you got to go a step further. And you go, I feel loved when you run me a bath when I get anxious. All right. Regardless of the timing, because my priority is to get my needs met. And if you're going to help me do that, that's a priority. And you're going to get rewarded for that, not get told off for that. Do you see how sometimes it can work out? I was just like blown away with that story with Jesus. I was like, yeah, let's get this straight. So what is our priority here is getting our needs met. So they have to have no other women around. So are they allowed to talk to their ex? We need to vote on that one, don't we? So is speaking to their ex on the phone cheating? Yeah, Gail, that is cheating. Thank you very much. So what is happening here is they could do it and then they could lie about it, because cheating and lying, they go together, don't they? Right? So it's like, well, if you did see your ex in the supermarket, that's fine. That happened. You couldn't help it. I wouldn't call that cheating. But then you lied to me about it and said you didn't see them. That's like a double whammy. This is what people don't understand, because then they just get worse and worse. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so it's better for me, right? Because then I feel like when you lie to me, that's when I feel like I'm being cheated. When you lie to me about it. But it happened. So it's getting really clear with yourself, right? It's like, okay, cheating to the point where I feel abandoned or I feel, right, cheated on. See, my door opened. So we get, right, other women or other men around your person. I thought, you know, I honestly didn't think that you would have to say that. Like, I thought that was a given. So it's like, okay, you got to think about what level of that is at. Where are you at with that? So it's like, well, I'm always friends with my exes. And, you know, we do talk. So that's not going to work. What if your person says that? Is there a compromise there? It's like, where are you at with that? Do you know what I mean? This is clearing out stuff so you're very clear. When we are secure in our love, we really will be able to, sorry. So this is what I'm saying is, I'm saying this so you will get secure. You can't get secure without this, without knowing your own needs and deal breakers. So it takes a minute. So I'm going to share with you a few more needs, right? So desire, like I need to be desired. So what's desire? Right, then you go into that. It's like, okay, so what could I do to make you feel desired? It's like, well, there's certain times of the month where I feel like I need more desire than others. So what I'll do is I'll let you know by doing this. So we're going into the Queen's Code here. It's so good. And then passion. Do you know what I mean? I want to feel alive. Like that I need that. I need passion because I'm fire. I'm Sagittarius, so passion. You know, love, desire, the basics, like having no other women around, or, you know, my divine masculine. It's like no other women. I'm really strict on that, and I have my own reasons for that. But it's like maybe, children are not including, I don't mean children, but all other women, unless they've been baptized in the Holy Spirit, because we know they're with the Jezebel spirit. If they're not, that's how we know, because they're not baptized. So we want laughter. So my needs. Okay, let's start. Really, really into me. Like, no guessing here. Like, looks at me when I walk in the room, energy lights up. Wow, I love that. I love when someone goes, oh, hi, It's like, I love that. I love it when they light up, when I'm near them, right? And they're transparent, right? There's no guilt, there's no hiding, there's no secrets, there's no attitude, there's no behavior, there's no one-upmanship, right? There's transparency there because it's truth. It's just, this is who I am and this is who you are, and we're going to be real in the moment. So really into me. So that's like, I don't have to have a look around. I know who's into me. Do you know what I mean? You know who's into you and who's not. So if you're acting like you're into me and you're acting like you're not, it's the same thing for me. Does that make sense? So I have to treat you as you are doing it, as you are, not into me. So I'm not going to play mind games here, right? Because like if that's like you were saying, like that can be narcissistic when it's all about you, them all the time. Like back to me. What about me? What's in this for me? So we don't go down that road of codependency. So it starts off really easily, it's like they make me laugh, they're truthful, transparent, right? Light up, desire me, I know that. And it just flows, right? It's compatible, it's easy. Time just passes and you just feel lighter, not drained, you're not crying, and you're not worried. Who are they talking to? Why are they acting over there? Who's she? Why were they whispering? Are they on their phone? How come they just answered the phone? Oh, now they're going. Where are they going? Do you know what I mean? Like, if that exists, that's a deal breaker for me immediately. And it doesn't mean forever. It means for right now, that's a deal breaker. I'm out. And how do you teach somebody what a deal breaker is really easy, right? So this is like when you get your needs met, it's rewarding behavior. It's animated. Getting a need met is like that, right? A deal breaker, and this is what you do with a deal breaker, right? You turn around and you walk away. So it's like that's a deal breaker. This is a need getting met. Thank you, thank you. It's really simple. It's not confusing, right? And you will know that. So another deal breaker is being rude and disrespectful. Like rudeness is one of my pet hates. I don't know why I'm sharing the whole workshop with what I like. You can borrow it until you can find out and tease it out. Do you know what I mean? But this is like one of my things is rudeness, especially, it doesn't have to be in public, but just rude, derogatory speech. It's like, it's so unnecessary, and it's just like, it's just, I feel really disrespectful, respected, and I don't like that feeling. So, it's like no name calling, stuff like that. And also talking about me negatively to others, to make themselves look good, or putting, when they talk about, it's like my ex, he talked about marrying me to his mother before, my ex-fiance, before he talked about it with me. And I don't know, I just thought, oh, now you've both decided that I'm okay. Like, he's asked her permission. It was just like, I didn't like it at all. And I felt that then the whole family knew more about how he felt than I did. And that took away from our energy, which I found out later was because he hadn't actually got divorced yet. Hello? You already had a wife? Hello? Hello. So you got to get divorced, before you can marry someone else, apparently. And then God doesn't like that, and then you got to go into that. So we'll talk about that at Holy, Holy, Holy. So we'll say a deal breaker, right, is addictions, is negative behavior, other women or men. Do you know what I mean? Putting you down in public or putting you down behind your back. Narcissistic abuse, you're feeling that you are under narcissistic abuse, whether it's narcissistic abuse or not, right? It's you feeling degraded in any way, right? So then you think, okay, these are my pet hates. Like, what is rudeness? Like, what is rudeness to you might be different to what rudeness is to me. So there's a lot of things go under narcissism, but you might say, right, I had one friend, we were doing this, and she goes, well, that's a deal breaker for me if they smoke. And I was like, oh, okay. She married a smoker. She does yoga and she's healthy, and it's like that didn't seem to matter. In the end, she didn't care at all. She had a big fat diamond on her finger. She's getting married. She's in love. And she just got that after soulmate Reiki. That was funny, I thought. It's like, yeah. So, that's sort of like we're going a little bit deeper than that. And so you're thinking about, okay, those times where you have been disrespected and that degrading feeling, and you're going to purge it out of you now. So we can actually think of it as a mini tornado as we stir this up and just allow it to come out the top of the crown of your head. As we do this, we're going to release, right, any times that you felt like that, because that can be fresh and that can be your stuff, and then you're in the triggering of the codependency instead of getting your needs met. So shutting down and pulling away, and the silent treatment. Do you love the silent treatment? Now it's like, oh, shut down, pull away. I got that the other day. It's like, hey, I invented that. That made me laugh, right? So it's like, oh, I know this guy's my twin because he's not trying to make me laugh. But it was like, I could see it straight away. It's like, oh, the shut down, pull away. I am the mistress of that. And you're doing it to me. It's like, that is just too funny. Like, this is how you do it. And I was like, oh no, we're changing that, right? I'm going to bring love, acceptance. And then who am I going to bring that to? Myself first. So I'm going to leave this situation because I'm going to have compassion for myself and give myself some care, because that is a deal breaker. So funny. The shutdown, pull away, and silent treatment, yeah. So then you have to go away and you go, okay, that's a deal breaker because I'm standing in my integrity, not going to, but I'm doing without. It's like, not in the long run. You're doing without the feelings of inadequacy. This is where you need, some coaching. We need training. We need every day to reinforce this to ourselves. And then what would be another deal breaker? Does anybody have another deal breaker before we close this session with our romance reading? Oh, we're doing a romance reading. I'm going to close with a romance reading. So anybody think of anything else for a deal breaker? What would be a deal breaker that you just go, okay, bye, see you? So that's why it's like, why wait till then? You can't tell these too early. On a first date, for instance, jealousy is a deal breaker. See how that's like that? That's like a whole discussion there, right there. So what makes you jealous may be different to what makes me jealous. So it's like it's in the behavior. So you've got to have to get right down, get to know yourself and go, okay, well, it's that behavior. And it's not, I'm going to tell you a story about needs and deal breakers. I had 2 people that were single come to me and do soulmate Reiki, right? I didn't know that they'd just broken up, and I didn't know that they had been together. And in the workshop, he said to me, my deal breaker is that she talks to other people, before me. Like, I like her, if it's a group of people with it and she arrives, it's like, I want her, I need her to say hello to me first. Otherwise, I don't think we're together. It just makes me feel less than and da-da-da-da, right? And then she comes in and she goes, well, I need, right, to feel in public, like I don't like overly sharing affection, like public affection or whatever that is. Like she goes, I hate displays of public affection. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it dawned on me, like, when it's like, I had him second and I told him that was one of her deal breakers, right? That they just are mushy-mushy and all over each other in front of people. With friends, you just want to be friends and be normal. And he's like, no. So she didn't know that that was a deal breaker for him. And they broke up because of that. Because she'd walk into the room and not address him first. But she didn't know that. So weird. It's like, oh my gosh, he never told her that. So I was in the workshop going, what if you'd have told her that? Like, maybe she wouldn't have done that. So then I told her as a friend, I told her, what about that? And she was justifying how it was the opposite for her. And I thought, how funny. Those two are really compatible and they really liked each other. And yet it was that tiny thing. It's like, wow. So they're even really good friends now, and they may even get back together after doing the soulmate Reiki workshops, both of them. Isn't that cool? So they still hang out. They could be twins, you know. So anyway, let's look at, you know, going a step further with that and thinking, okay, what is that? And then thinking, how am I going to get my own needs met? What does my inner child need in this relationship? What does my heart need? And what is romance to me? Like, romance to a Sagittarian, right, is let's go, we're going, pack your bags, you've got 5 minutes and you need this, this and this. You know, it's like, let's go. Like, that's not romantic to a Taurus who needs a list and preparation time and got to do my hair, and then I got to realize what's the itinerary and where are we going and what time are we doing that and when am I having this. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's creates anxiety, and that's not romantic to somebody who's like earthed a bit more. You know what I mean? So it can be totally different for personality types. And you think, okay, well, in the workshop, if you'd like to continue, you go to Soulmate Reiki, the workshop's free, and you look at, you know, your personality and your personality, what it likes to do and how much time you have to invest in a relationship, and then the energy exchange of that personality within that time frame that you've allocated. You know, it's like, wow. So there's a lot to be pre-planned for your self-care needs to be met and your boundaries to be created. Right, so big deep breath here. We're going to bring the romance angels in because you're not talking. We need needs and deal breakers. Come on down. Well, if I was using heroin, is that a deal breaker for you? Yeah. Drug, whatever. Right? So then you can go further and go, okay, so just say any addictions like that. Right? Because that's codependency, and I want truth, I want integrity, I want trust, I want healing, and I want to be seen, and I want somebody to respect me and put me first and be really into me and to desire me and to not care what other people think and to come to me before they go to members of their family. Sorry, that's funny. Oh, they forgot this one. Good one, romance angels. Right? Is that a need to get married? That's so funny. Because some people it's not a need, right? Is that a deal breaker if they say no? Good one, angels. See, the angels are onto us. If they've been married and they're separated, or do they have to be divorced? Do you know what I mean? Yes. Gail's got yes. And here, you got to feel safe. It has to feel safe. My inner child has to feel safe, right? You know that feeling where you can feel safe to open your heart. And that's maybe you go, well, if you're going to marry, if, you know, we're going to get married, that would make me feel safe. Players are deal breakers. We're going in a bit further in. Hi, Kylie, how you going? Where are you from? Thanks for being here. And here, oh, money. Good one, angels. Yeah, they got to have heaps of money. We're bringing love. I'm only joking. I'm kidding. Right? And then here. So here's some more. I'm getting a lot from this reading. Okay, so it's safe. I feel safe. Right, so what can I do right now to feel safe so I know what I can do, and then I can say it's not his responsibility or her responsibility. I'm doing what I need to feel safe, right? And then I'm going to tell them, right, I need marriage to feel safe, and it's a deal breaker if you don't want to get married. Now, that's first date. You could say that on the app, right? You could put that in your profile. Save all the problem. Must be a millionaire who wants to get married. This is the romance angels. And I feel really safe to open my heart to this millionaire that I'm going to marry. Anybody laughing? No, everyone's laughing. You having a good time? I'm having a great time here. Okay, the other one is must accept my children, love my children as their own, right? Provide emotional support. Yeah, someone who's connected emotionally, good one. And when you this is pay attention to the red flags, right? So not over critical and not over cautious, but you're able to speak your truth, you know, like, no, I actually changed my mind. Those orange socks, they're a deal breaker for me. So this is about allowing yourself to change your mind. You know, we were brought up so strict and so stringent, and especially in love, it's like, okay, so I got to make the right decision because I got to stick with it forever. It's like, consider you're not going to know whether that decision is going to work for you or not work for you until you make it. Because if you make a decision and it's completely wrong, you feel it in every cell of your being. So we've been brought up going, oh, I don't know whether, but as soon as you make it and it's not the right decision or not the decision that's going to work for you, so consider nothing's good or bad or right or wrong. It either works for me, say your name, so it either works for Bella or it doesn't work for Bella. So that's a new way of thinking about it. It's not working. So here is being able to say when it's not working as well. And then changing your mind. You go, I know I said I wanted to go. I know I said I wanted marriage, that it would make me feel safe. But, you know, I'd rather go 6 months around the world. See ya. I'm only kidding. I'm being silly now. But do you know what I mean? It's like you can change your mind. Giving yourself permission here to change your mind. I have to say that again. And this is, you want the connection. You want the spiritual connection. You want something a little bit deeper, right? A little bit more of a knowingness between you, a resonance. You know, you want to feel that soul connection, that heart connection coming in. You want them to be in alignment with you. And here's a deal breaker. Thank you, romance angels. This is the best ever. Deception, right? Third parties, right? Flirting with others, keeping in touch with your ex. Release that ex. No seeing the ex. No talking about the ex. No looking at pictures of the ex. No reminiscing about the ex. No ringing the ex. No talking to the ex. Do we understand each other? And another need is high octane fuel, and that's what twin flames are. The chemistry is outrageous. Outrageous. I've never felt anything like this in my life. You can feel it in the sacral of the feminine when the divine masculine's heart opens. See, this is her sacral energy, right? That's why she has to feel safe, because the inner child's in the sacral, right? Relationship to money as well as in the sacral. Sexuality is there. And look, this is his heart, the blue color. The blue, as soon as he opens his heart, you can feel it energetically, whether you're next to them, whether you're miles away from them, whether they're over the other side of the world, whether you've met them, whether you've never met them. It's energetics. So this is a perfect, opposing, complementary, magnetic, energetic, right? The energy takes over. So you've got to get on board with it emotionally and mentally, getting into your set, going, oh, listen, if you're going to answer phone calls to your ex while we're at lunch, I'm just going to tell you that's not going to work for me. That's a deal breaker. So I'm going to let you go now. So see you, because you've chosen to take that call. Is that correct? I'm practicing on you. I'm getting better. So this is about being stoic, which I'm rehearsing, and we've toughened up enough to be it, right? To be stoic. So that's not gushing of emotions and no complaining. We're just saying this is how it is. Not sitting there, putting up with it, that downgraded feeling going, oh my gosh, they're talking to their ex, and a little bit of jealousy, and now you're acting weird. Right? Because who else did they talk to, and what were they saying there? And now you're not in the present moment. You're not enjoying the connection because you're out. So you're like, well, it's not whether it's good or bad or right or wrong. It just doesn't work for me. It's not working for me. So therefore, see ya. right? Because I'm not going to make you change unless you want to. But now you know it's up to you. But with twin flames, the chemistry will take over because there's love here and the passion. Do you see the passion? So beautiful. Yeah. And it's like, finally, you've met your match. Finally, you've met your sexual match. For those of you who are, light workers. Because this is a spiritual connection, right? This is already written. This is already won. We've already got this. This has already come together. This is already, it's like playing a game of poker at the moment, I'm not going to show my cards. This is divine masculine. I mean, I'm the same too, I suppose, but it's like, I feel like I'm sitting here with a royal flush and you're trying to poker face me. It's like, I got the flush. So this is not working. This game of this doesn't work for me. You need to come right up front and speak your truth so I can't have any other conclusion. Every other conclusion's gone and I have to sit in that and try it on. And then I respond going, okay, well, I would like to take it slowly. And as soon as I say that, I realize, no, I don't. I changed my mind on that deal. Let's go for it. No, I'm joking. But do you know what I mean? So you're giving yourself here the flexibility of changing your mind, of just speaking it out and then taking it back or changing it. With that flexibility, you can try more things on. You can speak up on behalf of your inner child and on behalf of your heart. And when you're getting all your needs met and you're not putting up with any deal breakers, you are so much happier and easier to be around and therefore magnetic. And therefore, right, the chemistry takes over and you enjoy the present moment. And you know when a deal breaker comes up that you're not scared to talk about it because you want this to work. You're doing this because you want it to work, not to sabotage it, right? So if your twin's still thinking, oh, you're doing those things and playing games, get out of there and go, okay, well, that's a deal breaker. I look at that, I've 6 months ago, I was like, my twin has all my deal breakers. Bye-bye. It's like, it doesn't matter what. It can't happen. And they're slowly changing. But I have changed my needs as well. And then changing on how I approach requesting they be met in ways that surprise and delight me. So thank you very much for your time and your attention. I hope you've enjoyed this workshop, this reading. We want to thank the guides, angels and masters, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And we thank you, God, for watching over us as your children and help us get into alignment, Father, in Jesus' name with our mission so that we know true love's coming and on its way, and help us prepare. In Jesus' name we pray. So we're preparing for great love, and we're open and receptive to all good because this is something that's going to blow you away. Right? There's a level of love that is like rivers of living waters, Jesus said, will flow from your heart and those that believeth in me. And it happened to me. And it's like, that doesn't exist here. Where else are you going to get that? So it's like your twin and you match. If you can bring rivers of living water through Jesus Christ, I'll see you at Holy, Holy, Holy. If you haven't been baptized, join me there, or Receptive Mode. I love you lots. Thank you for sharing this time with me. And just know that, you can come back to these at any time and go, oh, my needs getting met? Because we get in the matrix, we get sidetracked, we get confused, and then we lose ourselves. And so you come back and you go, no, I'm getting all my needs met, and I'm not putting up with any deal breakers here. Or maybe this one, but I haven't told him, and I will. And like, I could compromise on that, but I won't tell him that. And I'm just going to work out with myself, where is my compromising going? Where is my boundary? So sit with this, write in the comments below anything else you've come up with, and share. Let's share here on the channel on, what our needs and deal breakers are and how we can ask that they be met, or how we can release the deal breaker. I love you. Thanks for watching. May God bless you in magical, wonderful ways. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.